Welcome to Season 2 of the Talkin Yotes podcast. Don't forget to drop them. Here is your host, Jason Bird.
How's it going, everybody? Today I got on Timmy Ray with the Onslow Predator Challenge. How we doing today, Timmy?
Going good, Jason. How you doing?
Oh, I can't complain. We finally got some nice weather here in the great state of Iowa, so be hitting coyotes hard here the next couple days.
Oh yeah, it ain't that good out here. We are actually in a real cold snap for North Carolina. The guys that are in this region. I grew up here, and we got 12 inches of snow last week, and it has been cold every day since. And that's probably the second most snow I've ever got living here in my entire life. So
Dang.
it's different for us this time of this month.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd be willing to bet. I think this season for winter, I bet we didn't get over 5-6 inches. It's been
Really?
pretty strange around these parts.
Yeah, well, your winter's down here this year, apparently.
Yeah, we push it down to you guys.
Apparently, I mean, normally we might maybe get 1 or 2 inches, like one time a year, if that. And this year's just been really cold.
I got you.
Interesting, different hunting in the snow. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, yes. Well, Timmy, for the people that might not know who you are, you want to give a little bit of a background on yourself and what you guys do out there?
Sure. Well, I'm been coyote hunting since about 2017. Kind of got into the predator game by accident. I say by accident, and just from the first night, just like everybody else, just fell in love with it. I grew up here in Onslow County, military family. My dad's retired military. I was in the military, and I just recently retired with 25 years of law enforcement locally this past year. So, but I've been coyote hunting, like I said, probably hard. I got my first thermal, I think, in 2018, and that's just been it. I don't deer hunt much. I mean, I'll go out and sit in the stand probably 3 or 4 times, but turkey hunting was big back then, and that's kind of almost got me into coyote hunting, was doing the research on turkeys and the predation of predators. And a buddy of mine kind of took me out one night, and we killed a bobcat like within like 3 minutes, and I was just like, this is crazy, this is fun. And nothing against no deer hunting or I always say it's deer hoping. You're hoping a deer comes by. Coyote hunting or predator hunting, we're using sounds and to trick that animal, on top of the wildlife conservation that we do for the fawns and turkeys and quail and all that. But yeah, I'm like you and many others. It's now just a pure addiction.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I had the same kind of upbringing into the thermal side of things. I've mentioned it before. I started off day hunting, and I got invited to come out and thermal hunt, and I went and bought a thermal, and I was like, I'm probably gonna return this on Sunday when I come home. And
right,
yeah, now I'm on my personal. I'm on my 3rd thermal scope.
If you're spending time outdoors, you need gear that actually keeps up, and Reese Outdoors delivers. Their chest packs are straight up badass, tough, comfortable, and built to keep your essentials right where you need them. No digging, no slowing down, just grab and go. Whether you're hiking, hunting, or out on the water, Reese Outdoors chest packs move with you. Want one? Reach out to us on our Facebook page at Midwest Coyote Pursuit and get yours.
And you can't stop upgrading.
No, you cannot. It's incredible.
I started with Trigicons, and again, I just a quick story on thermals. I was like everybody else, started with lights. Then I went to a PVS 14 with like an EOTech, and I was like, man, I'm gonna change this coyote game, because I didn't know. I'm self-taught. I didn't know nothing. Didn't even know we had coyotes here till then. And because I grew up here, Camp Lejeune, and you never heard of that. You never heard about coyotes. And but anyhow, I played with night vision, I think I had an ATN to start with, and that didn't work well. And then a buddy of mine who's in the Marine Corps uh, brought out some thermal one night. And man, when he clicked that thing on and I could see everything in the field, I was like, I got to have this.
Oh yeah.
And I ran Trijicon up to last year, and they're basic. I mean, they're high end Trijicons, but they don't have the capabilities that these thermals have today. Even the your and I don't want to say cheap thermal because there is none, but your more budget ones, they have record and they have ballistic calculation and all these other bells and whistles that the Trijicons do not have.
Yeah.
And the Trijicons were a lot more. But I've went to IRA probably a year or so ago, year and a half. And, of course, I'm an IRA guy. I like their customer service. That is super big. When we're spending this kind of money in a 5-year warranty with electronics, that's very good. And AGM and Rick's and all of them are, have some great warranties as well. And some good customer service. That's the big thing to, anybody spending $3 to $5, $6 for a scope, But yeah, man, it's when you look through thermal first time and you see the whole game, you got to have one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, say there was one stand we had a double come in, and I shot one of those two, and I immediately was like, to hell with day hunting.
Well, I don't say I've never day hunted. I've tried it, and I got guys that say once you do it, you won't go back, and I've been out there calling, and it's, Tory Cook makes it look so easy, and all these other guys, they make it look so easy, and you're out there and you don't know, what you're doing wrong, and I may not be doing anything wrong. I did it in a tournament last year, the same time, went out there by myself, and literally it's funny because I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, what am I doing? And all of a sudden I see movement coming. I'm in a decent thicket area, and I just see like branches moving. And I'm gonna tell you what, my heart about come out my chest. I was so excited because it wasn't but like 10 yards away. And I was like, there's a coyote. He's on top of it. Ended up being a possum. But the adrenaline dump was just like, seeing that coyote come in at night for the first time. I mean, it was wild.
Oh yeah.
I got guys say, man, you day hunt, you won't go back to night hunt. And again, like so many other night hunters, we night hunt because convenience, right? I mean, the wife's in bed, the kids are in bed, whatever. I can go out there and run all night and not affect the family life. Your day hunting stuff that messes with work time and family time. So, but I won't rail against day hunting. I mean, I know a lot of guys that do it and they're very successful.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can say that when it when it comes to the daytime hunting, I'm not as successful as I am at nighttime.
That's right. Yeah, just like being out there, man. A lot. The guys I run with are again day jobs. It's easier to go out and hunt 3 or 4 hours a night and have a good time and go home, get some sleep. Than taking off of work and say, hey man, let's go, and you be late for work this morning or this evening or whatever.
Oh yeah. So when you go out there in the field, what's your gear setup? What are you?
Like I said, I'm running the let's see, scopes, the RH50R right now. I got 3 of those. I'm about to sell one to a friend of mine, and I think I'm going to go to the 1280. I haven't settled on. I like the look of the RH50R, that block style thermal versus a tube style.
Yep.
Again, that's a personal preference. I've seen some videos from them and the tube style, and I think it's the Ace 50, I believe, whatever the 1280 is, and it's phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful image. But I know the setup of the buttons for that because I've run the RH50R and I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar. I run a 6.5 Creedmoor from POF with 95 grain VMAX. Again, everybody's got their own personal preference on caliber and rounds. Mine's a out the box. I mean, nothing been changed on my rifle except for the trigger. I put a 2-stage in it. It's factory rifle, factory uh, ammo. Run, I can go anywhere and buy 95 grain VMAX for it anywhere, and again, so many people in this game, 22 Swifts, Arcs, Creedmoors, personal preference, man. I mean, they all have some type of advantage. I'm not a hand load guy. I'm not good with science. I'll probably blow my gun up if I tried it. So I do prefer just factory stuff, and it does the work we needed to do. And I'm taking shots, our sweet spot's 200, but we're not scared to push it to 500. And I've actually killed a coyote at 762 with mine. Now I'm not going to tell your audience I'm some sniper by no means. I'm going to say that was some luck. But it does work. And, it killed that coyote at 762 yards, and it was a dome piece shot. I mean, hit him right in it never exited the skull, so it didn't have a whole lot of energy at that distance. But I think 500 yards and in, that's what we're shooting, So I don't know, man. Everybody's got the cool calibers. I don't. I'm just an average dude.
Yeah, for me, the anything that's not a 5.56 is pretty fancy to me. I actually, obviously we're recording this a little bit ahead of time before it comes out, but I just finally, I mean, all my buddies are giving me all sorts of crap for it, but I finally got away from the 5.56. I have yet to take it out, but I've got a 6.5 Creedmoor that I put my scope on, and I'm going to try and run that. I have been.
You're not going to be disappointed in a 6.5. I mean, again, it's up to you on grainage, but I'm telling you, 95 grain VMAX. We run the Federals. I ran Hornady, run Federals. Federals are a little bit cheaper a box, and they're the exact same damn bullet.
Yeah,
I've done shooting coyotes. My hunt partner Mike, he was running the Federals. I was running the Hornadies, and we've done gel testing here with it. Watch the cavitation and all that on gel, and it's identical. And again, it's a couple dollars less a box, and when we buy ours by the cases, so it saves us a lot of money just going with Federals. Never had an issue with Federal bullets. But I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy the 6.5. And again, going back to original gear, I mean, I ran a 223 probably the first couple years, and I actually had a 6.5 Creedmoor that I was running as a buddy gun, and a guy I was hunting with when I first started, he loved it. And after I watched him knock down some dogs, and I was still getting some, and again, a lot of it's shot placement. But I've seen some dogs take 223 in the chest and still runaways. But I've also seen that 6.5 Creedmoor at 225 yards hit one in the chest, and he did a backflip from the energy. So, I'm not a caliber guy. I don't know all the science of it. I just know what works for me, and I'm gonna stay with it.
Yeah.
But I think you'll enjoy that 6.5.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. It's going to be a very big transition from a gas gun semi-auto to a bolt. I haven't ran a
You're
bolt.
going bolt gun.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Again, I'm a lefty. I never really got into the bolt gun thing, and but I know guys that can run them just as hard as I can run a gas gun. I mean,
yeah.
they know it. We can go back and forth on staying on target, and how fast you can run up follow-up shots. Again, that comes down to gear, knowing your gear. I've hunted with guys with a bolt gun that could probably out dump a mag than me and stay on target. And then I've been with guys that they shoot once and you can hear them over there ramming and jamming that bolt, trying to get it loaded. But I know gas guns are a lot quieter too. Or I'm sorry, bolt guns are a lot quieter than our gas guns.
Yeah. That's my cousin that helps me run the group. He's he's been constantly giving me grief. He's like, you just need to switch to a bolt gun. It'll be quieter with your suppressor.
It will be, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I have bolt guns, but I'm going to test it out. I'm going to see because, like you said, with the 5.56 or 223, you do occasionally get those runners. Yes, I 100% am a firm believer in your shot placement.
Absolutely.
But as you also mentioned, I've hit some coyotes right in the chest with a 5.56, and they take off, granted it's not crazy far, but 30, 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing that I had this 6.5 sitting on my bench for 2 weeks.
Right.
I went out and I did 2 stands that night. I saw 8 in total. And I had 2 commit. Both came in, and it was at 210 yards. Sat down. I mean, facing right towards me, and I put one right in its chest, and it jumped around, fell over, got back up, and walked a couple more feet. I shot another round at him, hit him again, dropped, fell over, got up, and then went down into a ditch, and I lost him. And I'm like, oh my. So,
and again, it's shot placement. I'm not going to say every dog you touch with a 6.5 is gonna fall dead. I mean, we shot one. We had a terrible weekend in the tournament, another tournament this weekend, and it was 225. 2 of us shot at it, and I mean, you look at my video, I'm dead on him. And I mean, when it hit, it rolled. We heard the thump. I seen all 4 legs go up. It kind of went over like a little crest in the hill, but I saw all 4 legs come up, and Mike, I scanned out looking for a pair because everything that we did see was pairs this weekend. So I'm looking, and Mike goes, "You missed that dog. It just ran in the wood." I said, "That dog didn't run away." I said, "I saw all 4 feet come off, roll upward." So we called a few more minutes, and we walked down it and couldn't find it. Didn't find no blood. And I'm like, I mean, I'm looking at the video. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, we smoked that dog. And we ended up going in like 20 yards into the woods and found a good pile of blood. And we tracked it we probably spent 45 minutes. And, you can't do that in a tournament. But we were so far behind this weekend. By that point, I'm just like, let's go.
yeah.
But I've watched dogs we've dumped at 3, 4, 5. My limit with a 223, and again, some of that skill level and ammo was probably 150 yards with my 223. And again, didn't have ballistic calculation and range finding. I always hunted this one piece of property. If they were not inside that particular area, I wouldn't take a shot at them. And I didn't have the confidence in it. Not saying a 223 is not going to, knock one down at 200 or 300 yards, because I've seen it done with guys. But now with that 6.5, I'm telling you, that dog's within 500 yards, and me and my partner can get we'll range them at the same time. If we're within a yard of each other, and that coyote ain't committed, and we're gonna try him.
Oh yeah,
and we're gonna sling some lead to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm anxious to try it. I'm going to try it either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to get her out there.
What round are you looking at going with?
So I got pushed in the direction of, it is a 100 grain Hornady ELD, I believe is what it is.
Yeah.
And the family friend of mine, he pointed me in that direction. He's like, if you're just shooting coyotes with it, you're going to be golden. That's fear on it. I know you mentioned you guys have some bobcats down in your area.
Oh yeah.
Have you shot any bobcats with the 6.5?
Yes.
How much? How bad?
It'll hurt them. Now, it's shot placement, right?
Yeah.
Some of it's your distance. I have shot coyotes, bobcat, fox, and it's on how it hits that dog or cat or wherever. I've had them completely entrance hole only, never exit. And I mean, I killed a big bobcat out here 2 weeks ago. I got 2 big ones coming up our chicken coop, and I smoked him at like 100 and I think it was like 130 yards. And but it was a chest shot and it never exited the body. A beautiful coat. That one's getting mounted.
Yep.
Real big, like 25 pounds. Now if I'd have broadside shot that cat, it would have probably went slam through him and blew out a fist size hole with that VMAX. I'm telling you, I'm a big believer in the VMAX.
Yeah. See, I've heard a lot about the VMAXs as well. I to me, when it comes to like these, I call them new calibers, but like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I have done very little research on them. I've dug quite a bit into the 6.5 Creedmoors because they've been around. It seems like they've been around a little while now, and everybody I talk to is like, if you're going to get a new coyote gun, go with the 6.5 Creedmoor. And I'm one of those guys that has talked a ton of crap about the 6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh yeah,
and
people still do. People still
yeah.
do. And again, I'll give you my opinion on that, or why people do that. And again, I'm not a gun guy. I'm not a PRS guy. But the 6.5 and this, to me, the 6.5 was built for paper. Many years ago, it was a 1,000-yard gun for shooting paper. And that's what people say. Oh, it's a paper gun.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably developed for a precision gun in the beginning. But again, we're hunting coyotes. I'm not taking this out west to hunt elk, shooting elk at 1,000 yards with it. I'm shooting a coyote 100 to 500 yards, and if that 500 is pushing it, if I'm in a tournament or something and, I need to get that coyote on the ground, or he's either going to leave or I'm going to leave, but one way or the other, we're putting some lead in the air.
Yeah.
But the majority of our shots are 100 to 300 yards.
Yeah.
And pretty much any caliber is a 223 can do that. So, I get it. I bust on guys with 6 arcs. We got groups who are in it. We just talk, they talk about 6.5s. We talk about 6 arcs. That's part of the game, man. It's,
absolutely.
And again, it's to the listeners, there's always going to be a new caliber, a new round. A lot of that is marketing from these gun companies to get them to sell product. But if, for coyote hunting, cat hunting, and I'm telling you, I've killed deer with my 6.5, 200-300 yards with the 95 grain VMAX. Am I saying that's the best round for? Hell no, my 270. I've been killing deer with a 270 for decades.
Yeah.
Am I saying my 6.5? No, I'm not saying it is, but I've done it. So, but you can hunt coyotes with a 270 too. And again, and you want to talk about, I think you were getting to over penetration or damage to fur. We don't have a fur market here. So for us, we're not looking to save fur. I don't know about where you're at. Is there one?
Here. Same here.
Okay.
My biggest concern is I have been, and I'm hoping and praying by the time this podcast comes out, I've gotten 1 or 3 down. But that has been the critter that has been eluding me this entire season. And that was my biggest concern, because my first one that I get, if it's a good sized one, I plan on doing a mount for it.
Hey everybody, just taking a quick second away from the podcast here to talk to you about our partnership that we have over at Yote Drags. Built by hunters for hunters. If you're serious about predator hunting, you know the work doesn't stop after the shot. Yote Drags makes hauling your coyote out quick, easier, and way less brutal on your back. Tough, compact, and field proven. It's gear that actually earns its spot in your pack. Head over to yotedrags.com and use code MCP15 at checkout to save 15% on your order. That's MCP15. Get your drags, save your back, and make the haul a whole lot easier.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's been my biggest concern, because guys I've talked to have either said, A, you're going to punch a hole right through them, or it doesn't do any damage at all. So I guess, again, that kind of
you just got to argue shot placement. Like I said, your frontal shot is a good chance it's not going to go through and through. Now, I say that, and I've shot them dead in the chest, and it blew the whole back spine out.
Yeah. On
coyotes and cats and fox. Then I've shot them before, and it never exit. And again, I don't know if it's hitting bone and staying, ricocheting into the body more.
Yep.
And then the ones that go, and I'm telling you, I've shot coyotes broadside, and you see the dirt, 10 yards past blow up because it went through the coyote, expanded, went out the other side, and still had enough energy to blow a cloud up.
Oh yeah.
So, and I would say that for just about any of your calibers.
Yeah, definitely. So you covered on all the critters that you go after over there. Let's talk about your tournament.
Okay,
How
sure.
did the Onslow Predator Challenge get started?
Oh man, it started 2019, the end of 2019. It's funny I say this. I was into coyote hunting probably a year or so, and again, self-taught. Didn't know anybody that hunted coyotes here. I got introduced to it by a friend of mine. Like I said, we went out and killed a cat, and then I got into it, and we were chasing coyotes at the time, and I killed a couple coyotes. It took me a while, because I again didn't know what I was doing. I had called in some by accident, running lights, and after I got a couple kills, and I'll say this for your listeners that are new to this, where I was hunting at the time is here at my house. I only had one property, which is the field behind my house. I have a stand there. It was a deer stand. And I hunted 5 days straight, 5 nights straight. Like come home from work, get my stuff, walk out to the stand, and stay out there until midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning before I saw the coyote that I ended up killing. So basically, I went 5 nights in a row before I killed one, and then after that, I think I had two come out, a month later, and that was the first ones I ever called in. I hit, was it baby cottontail? I think it was, and watched these dogs from like 600 yards lift their heads up. I only played for like 15 seconds because again, I didn't know what I was doing. I just hit the button and I'm watching them, and they lift their and they run right to me. So, I started killing a couple coyotes that year, and I'm like, Fox Pro's calling me. Like, I'm gonna be a field staffer. Like, I'm slaying these coyotes. I don't know no better. Ended up doing a couple tournaments here in North Carolina, and went to my first tournament with one dog. Drove 4 hours to get to weigh in because I didn't know there was a bunch of coyote hunters, a bunch of coyote hunters in this state.
Yeah.
I found out real quick. There's a lot. They put up some numbers.
Yeah.
And but anyhow, I enjoy it. I like competition. So, and at the time, the guy I was hunting with, we were talking about, I was like, man, I'd like to do one just to meet guys, meet coyote hunters. Because I went to those tournaments, and you see the guys that have that same passion, right?
Oh yeah.
So we ended up doing our first one in 2020, and I think we had 7 teams, and then it just kind of grew up from there. And I didn't set out to be the biggest. I set out to be the best, and I think I've achieved that. I mean, and I'm not bragging on my own tournament, but I do this year round. Like I focus on this thing every day. I'm looking for sponsors every day, every person I talk to, try to make it bigger, make the payouts bigger, get more product on the table, and get guys interested in coyote hunting, because what it does is the wildlife management side of it. Yes, take nothing away from it. I enjoy the hell out of shooting a coyote. It is fun as hell to me. But the second part of that is what we're doing for our wildlife. And the predator control I've been doing here on my own properties that we own, my quail have come back. So I know it's making an impact. I'm seeing more and more turkeys every year. So other than just being fun, I mean, and something to spend a lot of money on, we are doing good. And this last year, it grew to 60 teams. So this year, going into that, coming off that big, jump in teams, something I also want to do was do something positive. And I tell everybody this, like the Hells Angels, they do Toys for Tots, right? Because it makes them look good. And that's what, they're doing it because they're actually, some of those guys are probably nice guys. But I wanted to do some charity stuff. I do some of that already with a fundraiser I do here for a pheasant shoot every year. We raise some good money, and I want to do something like that with my tournament. and put some type of positive spin on what we do as coyote hunters, that we're not just a bunch of guys out there shooting at animals, and we raised some money this year. I think it was $44,150 through team registration and some businesses that donated for our cause. So I'm really happy about that. And I run mine differently than some tournaments, and I'm sure you guys have them. You have numbers tournaments and weight tournaments out there, right? Or do
I'll
you
be honest.
guys?
I'll be honest with you. Your tournament was the first one that I heard about that was a weight tournament, and
Really?
that is a really cool idea.
Hey everybody, just taking a quick second away from the podcast to talk to you about our partnership we have with 365 Thermal. 365 Thermal is an authorized thermal dealer. They carry a lot of big name brands such as Pulsar, AGM, Rix, iRay, Knockpix, Fox Pro, Two Vets, Sniper Hog Lights, and much more. Check them out on their website at 365thermal.shop. They also have a Facebook group called 365 Thermal Group. Make sure you give them a follow on their Facebook, subscribe to them on their YouTube. Our discount code is in the show description. Now back to the podcast.
Well, we can discuss that, and that way your listeners will understand the position on why I do mine like that. One, when I started a tournament, small amount of teams, the margins were 1 or 2 coyotes the first like 2 or 3 years. And I've watched, and again, I didn't know about weight tournaments. I was going off of these tournaments I've been to, and you see online and how they're ran. But you see a lot of your bigger tournaments are only won by a handful of guys, right? And I was talking to a guy up in Michigan, Mike Jennings, and we met on Facebook, started talking on the phone, and back and forth on gear and all that stuff, right? And then we started talking about tournaments, and he was telling me about how some of those up there do weight tournaments. And what I like about it is it makes it for your average coyote hunter, okay? And I'll cover some stats here in a minute that I looked at earlier. This is a hobby, man. This isn't an Olympic sport. And if the guys that get on my O.P.C page, you'll hear me say that in damn near every video. We're out here to have fun, meet fellow coyote hunters, talk about coyote hunting, talk about gear, make each other better.
Yep.
Whether I win every tournament or I lose every one, I'm having a good time. I'm out coyote hunting. But anyhow, the weight thing I like, and just for your listeners and you, out of 56 teams this year, 3 weeks ago, out of that, I had 10 teams not kill any coyotes, 0 coyotes. Okay. So that's 18% of my teams that signed up didn't kill anything. I had 5 teams kill 1 coyote. So already I got 15 teams of 1 or no coyotes. All right. So that's 27% of my entries. I had 12 teams go between 2 and 4 coyotes. That's 22% of my field killed 2 to 4 coyotes. And then 5 coyotes to 8 coyotes was 36%. Okay. And then 9 coyotes or more was 9 teams, which is 16%. That's so less than 8 coyotes out of 56 teams was 84% of my teams killed less than 8 coyotes.
Yep.
And that's kind of a 5-dog stringer or weight isn't a super, I'm not going to say it's super hard, but it ain't super easy either.
Right.
Even in a 2-night tournament for your average coyote hunter. Now, I know there's tournaments out there, they want to cater to 2 or 3 big teams that put up big numbers, right? I want to cater to 56 average coyote hunters, or 56 teams. I don't want to cater to 3 teams that kill 20 dogs apiece to say, look at these teams I got at my tournament. I want 56 average coyote hunters that want to come together, talk coyote hunting, and enjoy a weekend of coyote hunting. They're not there for the prizes. They're not there for the money. They're there to meet guys. And like I said, from the beginning, I did this to meet guys. And I'm telling you, I can about pick up the phone right now and call anywhere in North Carolina, and I'll have a team in that county. And I go, hey, I'm going to be in your area Thursday night. You want to go hunting? And they're going to be like, hell yeah, come on. That's what it's about. Guys call me, hey, I'm going to be in Onslow, for whatever reason, work, or they got a, vacation house. I get it all year long. Hey man, I'm coming down. You think we do? Absolutely. I take people out all the time. I'm here to meet guys and enjoy and learn and fellowship. It's not about, nobody's getting I say it again, all my videos, nobody's getting a Fox Pro sponsorship for this. It's not going to happen. These big companies don't care how many tournaments you win. It's about, to me, being a good guy, and, you got to sell product for them. That's what it is. But I like that format. It works for the majority of your teams. And I'm seeing tournaments here locally, and you may see them. And if anybody does a weight tournament in your area, they're going to see the effects of this. I'm seeing numbers tournaments right now that are losing teams quickly.
Yeah.
Because the same guys are winning it. And nothing, if you can go out and kill 20, 25 coyotes in this region, damn good on you. Now, out west, that's probably a different story, where they say there's one behind every sagebrush.
Yeah.
That's not here in North Carolina. But, guys are seeing when if the same guy's winning every time, why sign up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With a weight format, you honestly I don't know who's going to win my tournament literally until I turn around and look at the screen. Because I run, we can get into all the stuff I do, but I run live leaderboards on TVs, 4 TVs in my I have a big shop here that we do it indoors. And it's rolling all my sponsors, logos, and then like every 8 logos is a leaderboard. And I pay 1 through 10 to 10th place, first and second in 5 different sides. So every side pot has first and second place. And again, that's spreading that winnings out. It ain't a participation tournament, but if I can, my side pots this year were, I think it were like total was like $720, $740 for say big male. Well, yeah, that's great for one guy to win $740. But if I can give that guy 500 and this second place guy 240, I got 2 teams walking away excited.
Oh, absolutely.
To come back. Absolutely. And again, this ain't about the money. Yes, it's great to win, but if I can spread it down to more people get interested, more people want to come, and it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And in the format, like I said, I don't know who win. I literally, I'm running around and you're running around, make sure, the weights are right. Your weight team's doing good. The guys stacking your dogs are doing them right. Everything's running on time. Food, and again, we can get into all that. Making sure everything's running on schedule. And literally last year, I don't look at the scoreboards until I call it. All right, guys, look at the scoreboards. Any captain's got any disagreements? If you don't, we're going to start this. And all my teams, they watch the weigh in. Their dogs get weighed. They watch the numbers get wrote down on what I call a scorecard. It has every weight on it, what categories are in, and they take a picture of it. That way they can look at the scoreboard and go, if there is a mistake, oh, wait a minute, that's saying we have a 38-pound male. We really had a 39-pound male.
Yeah. Yeah.
That way they know that way there's no, when I start calling awards, they go, oh, raise their hand and go, oh, man, we had a bigger dog than that. I tell the captains, watch these scoreboards. You are responsible to make sure your name and your numbers are correct. And literally, I'm standing in front of one of the main TV when I'm giving my, my little remarks. And then I say, okay, let's get down to business. I turn around, and that's when I start seeing who wins. So no, hell, they know who won before I do, because I'm not looking at that. But I like that format because I don't think, and now I've had one team win it twice, but it's not consecutively. So it gives you again, you could kill 5 dogs and come in and win it. And I'll give you your listeners a crazy example this year. My team that I hunt with, kill 14 dogs in his tournament or my tournament. I don't hunt it. I don't hunt my own tournament, but they went out and killed 14 dogs, the most than anybody else. Didn't win. They came in 11th place with by weight with their 5 bigs and didn't win any side pots, first or second. Yes, is that disheartening? It can be. You get beat by a guy that brought in 8, but the guy brought in 8 big dogs, and I say big dogs, they were 37, 38, 40s. My guys, and honestly, I haven't even looked at the weigh-in sheets to see what their average was, but they were probably 34, 35-pound dogs. They just didn't. I did that last year. I came in second, killed the most dogs in the tournament, but came in second. But we knew going in, our biggest dog was like 34 pounds.
Yeah. Yep.
So we didn't, and the guys that brought in less than us had a couple 40-pounders. So it could go either way for guys. But again, it's about the fun of the tournament, not who's the best. And, people can argue, oh, it takes more skill to kill more coyotes. And the one I like the best is we hunt harder than you. No, you killed 25 dogs in 2 nights. You did not hunt harder than me when I killed 2 this weekend, because I hunted our asses off this weekend to find dogs. I've been out there where I killed 9 dogs in 5 sets. I wasn't coyote hunting. I was having an absolute riot when a dog was coming in on every set. Like, I didn't feel like I was hunting hard.
Yeah.
I'm hunting hard when I ain't seen one in 16 sets. And I'm grinding out every sound I can. I'm playing donkey fights, just trying to find something that'll work. Because everything else ain't.
Yeah.
So, but the tournament game is to me, I'm a competitive person. It was a way to meet guys, create a tournament, and nothing against number tournaments, but to create a tournament for coyote hunters, the average coyote hunter, by a coyote hunter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
I like to see a tournament, and again, mine is not perfect, by no means. But I'm also, hey guys, if you see something you want to add to this next year or a rule change, tell me. I'm open to it, and we're going to have a rule change this year. A friend of mine that I hunt with before, Chance, kind of brought up a scenario about our it's our thing says 1 to 4 hunters. Well, you can't come to weigh-in without 2 people. Well, so you can't say it's 1 hunter. So we're going to change it to 2 to 4 hunters. So it's just an oversight on mine. And it was probably there from the beginning, but nobody's ever picked up on that. Like, well, you got to have 2 people at weigh-in. I want 2 people from your team here so I can question you if I need to. So far, I have not had to do that. And again, by spreading this money around and giving prizes out to as many people as possible, my theory on that is I don't have to. If I put $10,000 out there for first place, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
People pushing the limits.
Yeah.
And I rather them go, yeah, and they're not walking away from my tournament. I mean, with chump change, don't get me wrong. 70% of my winnings for the entry fee goes to the top 3 teams. Then that 30% is broke down. My 10th place guy gets half his entry fee back. 9th gets, I think, their 150 entry back. That's entry to everything. And then it kind of steps up. But if I put, hey man, first place is $8,000 and this thermal and that rifle and these tripods, I'm a firm believer guys are going to push the limits. And that is what I don't want.
Absolutely.
I say it, and again, I say it on my videos. If you got to cheat to win, you did not win the tournament.
Exactly.
You didn't win. If you're going to, you're shooting fox pins and all this stuff, you didn't hunt and you didn't win. So again, keeping those, and I'm not going to say I keep them low, but I don't make them as big as they could be if I was doing just top 3. And I know I'm rambling on about this stuff, but I'm very passionate about my tournament. And like I said, it's just because I meet some of the greatest guys out there from all over, really 4 states. My tournament particularly is hunted from guys from Georgia, I mean, these guys drive 6 hours to weigh in. And, I give them till 2 o'clock to be here. And I'm taking my hats are off to those guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, to travel 6 hours one way, to get here, weigh in, hang out, several hours, and then turn around and drive back to North Georgia. That's incredible. And I'm saying I'm not crazy enough to do that my damn self, but Virginia guys, I got a bunch of majority North Carolina. I got guys on South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia. So, and to me, that's very humbling to draw that type of crowd. But I think it's a lot to do with the format, the way I, spread it out. I cook for everybody every year. I cook lunch. We do barbecue, probably 120 pounds of barbecue. We cook up all the sides, drinks, coffees. Because again, I want these guys to come here and socialize. And I tell everybody, I don't care if you kill 25 coyotes. You better be the most humblest guy in the audience. And if you kill 20 dogs, or you kill 15, or you kill 10, go sit with that guy that killed none, or that guy that killed one, and teach him something, because that's what it's about. You
Absolutely.
can call me, anybody can call me and go, Timmy, ask me any question. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's working for me. You're not hunting my dirt. I want you to be better. I want you to learn. And I tell these guys, if Jason, if you call me and say, hey, Timmy, this, and this, what, and I say, man, I do run this sound, and this sound, and you go out tonight and you kill a double, you're going to respect me, and say, damn, Timmy knows what the hell he's talking about.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And because I'm like that with guys. I've called Mike Jennings in Michigan. Hey, Bo, I got these damn coyotes. They're educated. They won't, and he'll be do this. And I went out there and killed that damn coyote. And I know Mike's been hunting coyotes for 40 years, literally. Yeah. And I respect him for that. But, the man didn't say, give me some bullshit. He gave me something that's going to work.
Absolutely.
So, and that's what I want in this community. I don't want people to be like, oh, you don't kill, if you don't kill $20, not a coyote hunter. Shit, if I kill $20 a weekend, there ain't no struggle there.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
So, but yeah, it's done great. It's been fun, man. This was our 7th one. We've, like I said, man, I met some real good guys. I learned about gear. All the gear I run, generally through all the coyote. Because again, man, I look back at some of the stuff I did in the beginning that I thought was, I didn't know. I just thought was like, I was revolutionizing the community. I'll tell you a funny story. I thought, well, what can I do to bring coyotes in? I got some mice and put them in a live trap, because I thought if I put the mice out there, they would hear them and see them, and they come running in. I didn't do nothing but kill mice. That was all I did. It didn't do anything. But I still hunt them. I'll still go out here and I'll sit in the stand right here behind the house on my fields and put a podcast in. That's how I found, I've listened to your podcast out there. Just, put them and just scan the fields with thermal and wait for them coyotes. And again, that's why, guys that have that ability or that opportunity is where you learn coyotes. Because I don't generally call when I'm just sitting in the blind. I watch. And then when I see them, I'm watching what are they doing? How are they moving? And then I'll hit a sound. And then I, watch how they react to it. And that brings me to this point. I'm sorry if I'm just talking.
No, you are fine.
So many times, and I've said it for years, man, there ain't no coyotes here. There ain't no coyotes on this property. I've been there 6 times and ain't never seen one. I'm calling bullshit. I've watched coyotes in this field many nights. Hit the call, had them just run over top of the call, right to me. And I'm just like, yeah. But then I've watched them out there and I hit cagey. And they'll lift their heads up. They're at 500, 600, 700 yards. They'll lift their heads up. They'll look at it. They'll go back to mousing around. Well, shit. Let me try nutty nuthatch. They'll lift their heads up, put their head back down, keep going. Play fights. They might come in 100 yards. I killed one, had a pair. They were 800 yards from me out there. This was probably a month ago or so. They're running the corridor. It's a road in the middle of the field. I know they run it. I've watched them for years out there. I killed 11 coyotes around my house last year. And if for some reason they keep coming back. I don't know. They don't get the word that I'm out there. But I know they run that road and they have for ever since I've been coyote hunting. But they're on the road, and I'm like, damn, let me I want to say I think I started with a female sorehound because it was a month ago, going into breeding season. And you can tell the male because he's bigger, and the way the girl was the other coyote was pissing. I'm like, all right, that's the male, that's the female. Let me play some sorehounds. And they stop, they look, and they come in. They started coming in a little bit, and then the female lost interest and started walking away. So I played whimpers. And they turned around, they came into 400 yards. And they stood there, they're looking. It's a bright moon. I got a decoy out there, full body decoy, thinking, again, they're going to see it, they're going to run in and fight it. No, they looked at it. I'm like, okay. Then female turns around, she starts to walk away. And the male's kind of like, he's interested. But when she lost interest, he started following her. And I forgot, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember what I went to. I want to say it was either puck 3 or a fight. And they turned around and they ran into 240 yards, 238 yards. They were scratching and peeing, but they never committed closer than that. And what that tells me, and I've seen this before out there, just because you're calling, don't mean you're not calling coyotes. They're just not, now we're in a field. Yeah, they could be 100 yards and they're not howling at you, not doing anything, but you're calling them in. But for whatever reason, they lose that interest and you never see them. And what do we say? Ain't no damn coyotes here. Yep. Bullshit. You're calling coyotes in, and for whatever reason, and as Tory Cook said it and John Collins, until you find that trigger to absolutely, and I've watched that happen, is saying play, and then hit one sound and boom, they're on a string.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not hitting that trigger sound while they're 100 yards in the woods, you don't even know they're there, unless they howl at you. And I'm telling you, lately, they have not been vocal. And, certain times of the year, they're just not vocal. I know in this area, and I'm sure it's the same as in your area, there's times you won't get a howl back. And then sometimes you walk out on the porch and they're howling 3 times a night. So, but yeah, going to that, I say every piece of dirt's got coyotes on it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, they might not be there. They may not be within a half a mile of you, or they could be within 100 yards of you and you not know it. So,
yeah,
don't get discouraged out there because you're not seeing them. And I'm sure if you got the dirt out there as well. I've got dirt I've called and nothing. I've called for years and maybe killed 3 or 4 coyotes in 5 years. And we go out there a couple months ago, hit the call, they howl off, and 30 seconds later, there's a triple standing in front of us. That, like, what the hell? This dirt's never really paid off. So I just hit the right sound. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, say I had one here, probably about a month ago as well. And my group and I kind of have I came up with the name because the way the stand is set up it's kind of a sketchy stand. So we've always called it the sketchy stand because basically you set up on an old bin site.
Okay.
And 20 yards in front of you to the right is all tall CRP grass. I mean, you can't.
They're going to jump right out in front of you.
Yeah, and you don't see them coming. But I got my call all set up, got all set up on my tripod, turned my scanner on, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to figure out a call here. And I started hearing some footsteps. So I'm like, I'll get on my scope. And I no more than turn my scope, and there's a coyote standing 20 yards in front of me. I'm like, ah! And as soon as I went to turn my ball head, it just squeaked just enough, and it took off. And I ended up getting him stopped at about 200, and I laid him down. But yeah, it's
nice.
It's definitely one of those places where, like you mentioned, they're not always going to howl off at you. Sometimes they just show up.
I tell a lot of new guys, and because like I said, I'll take anybody coyote hunt, man. Either I'm gonna learn from them, they're gonna learn from me, but we're out there, and there's been nights that they howl and they run in, and then there's nights they howl and don't come in, and there's nights I'm out there, I'm like, I hope they don't howl, because if they howl, they're not coming in.
Yeah.
And then I've had, nights they come in without saying a word. So we always said never say never, never say always with a coyote. It's never going to be the same. It's always going to be different.
Yep.
You don't know from night to night. This weekend is an example about coyote movement. We did the Harnett County Yote Smackdown, a couple counties away from us this weekend. Friday night, we had 27 teams in that tournament. I think Brian said somewhere, I don't remember the exact number, but it was like 63, 64 coyotes were killed Friday night. Saturday night, 21, 22 coyotes were killed by the same amount of teams. 2 nights, we're running the same county for the most part, within the same area. And I'm sure everybody else was running, nobody's going from one side of the state to the other.
Yeah.
But one night there was a bunch of coyotes killed. 24 hours later, nobody could find a damn coyote.
Yeah.
And that could go, you go from Friday night on fire to nothing. So that's coyote hunting, man.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you've been out there where it's dark, cold, no wind, no moon. You're just like, man, this is perfect. Don't call a damn thing.
Absolutely.
I've been out there full moon nights, and like, man, we'll try, because I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. If it ain't raining, I'm going coyote hunt. I don't care about the wind for the most part, as long as it ain't blowing a gale. But, if I got a little bit of wind, a bright moon, I'm still going. I'm going to hit some dirt. And I've killed them standing in the middle of a field on a bright moon. The one I killed from my submission video, I had to get that damn thing before the tournament. And I was like, I got to go. And I literally went to this field that's huge. And I was like, I'm going to park in the middle of the field. That way, if they come out the wood line, I got time to get on the gun and not make any movement before they get close enough to see me. And, I'm sure you've hunted solo yourself. You're scanning 360.
Oh, yeah.
When I turned around, these coyotes and a full moon had cleared 400 yards across this field. They were 200 yards from my call before I saw them. And I was just like, oh, damn. Got on the gun, was able to get one. But it's a full moon night. Everybody's like, oh, I don't hunt full moons. Well, I'm telling you, coyotes are moving. Now, there's other factors. Don't get me wrong. But the only time you're not going to kill a coyote is when you're sitting on the couch. You ain't going to kill them from the couch. So, but just you do, for the new listeners, that's the only way you're going to learn is go out there and make mistakes. There's a lot of resources, podcasts, YouTube, other people, but the best way to figure this game out is to go out there and make those mistakes, because generally you're going to make that mistake once and you're going to learn from it. Not me. I like to do it 2 or 3 times and make sure it ain't me, and I'm not wrong, but yeah, it's a learning curve. And I'm telling you, I go out there and still learn stuff. And I know you do too.
Yeah. You're 100% right. If my philosophy on it is, if you're not out there learning something every time, then you're not doing it right.
That's right. And there's so much in this game, and I don't know, Iowa, where you're at, the Predator game is blown up in the last, I'd say 5. Well, I say 5 years, and because I've only been in it for since late 17, I think, early 18. But the amount of people that are doing it, and again, a lot of that's got to do with the thermal prices have gone down tremendously from the beginning. But learning from other guys is just been great to me. And getting to meet guys like yourself to talk of what's working, what's not. I mean, we do it in tournaments. We, the guys we hunt, compete against, that are friends.
Oh yeah.
We're in the middle of a tournament, and it, Coop's an example. Whatever year or two ago. We're in the middle of a tournament. We ain't calling nothing. And we're like, what the fuck? And he's like, cagey cottontail. Well, boom, hit it. Here come a coyote. We're competing against each other, but we're still, hey, man, this is working. We were in a tournament and, I was like, man, I think it was Den Violence at you that particular weekend. That was working. You hit was it Den Vicious? I'm sorry, or Gang Violence, one or the other. I don't exactly, but I said, man, this is what we're calling them on. And dude, they started killing dogs. So we're competing against them, but man, we're out there to kill dogs and have a good time and talk some smack to each other. Trust me, we get a lot of smack talking in it between teams. Yeah. And a lot of that's fun, I mean, it's all fun. I'm not, it's all about fellowship to me.
Yeah. Completely agree with you there. It's just the camaraderie that comes with Kyle.
That's right.
You can't
That's
beat.
Right. No. And and I'm sure you hunt with several guys out your way but that's how we learn, man. Trust me, I thought I had this shit figured out in like the first year until I started hunting with people. And going your listeners, the new guys. I called my first coyote on was a baby cottontail. Dude, that's what I thought. That was it. And again, prior to John Collins and Tori Cook, coming out with their podcast, I didn't run vocals because I'm like, I don't want to scare another coyote. If I play a coyote, he's going to get scared and not want to come in. I was dead wrong on that. Chance, he was heavy vocals and we were killing dogs. I was always under the impression, well, then that coyote coming in, he don't want to fight. You listen to Tori Cook, he'll tell you they'll fight. And I'll say I'm 50-50 on I know guys will run mostly all vocals. There's guys that run mostly all prey distress. Again, I was prey distress heavy in the beginning because that's what I killed my first coyote on, and I was sold on that. And then hunting with other people, watching their style, seeing, hey, that works, that I'm 50-50, and there's times that, and again, different times of the year, different triggers. I go out there and play prey, nothing, go next stand, hit a couple house, boom, coyotes are in. I'm playing house the rest of the night because that's working, and that changes day to day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've seen that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, but yeah, I enjoy it.
Hey everybody, just wanted to take a quick minute to tell you about our partnership that we have with Vika. They're a premium clothing line designed by outdoor enthusiasts who are passionate about hunting and the outdoors. If you have any questions on them, don't hesitate to reach out to us directly on our page or check them out on their website at vika.com. Now, back to the podcast.
Man, it's what scope you running, did you say?
I'm running the Rico 2 H50R.
H50R. Is that the Ace or the I-Ray?
I-Ray. Or okay. It might be the H. I'd have to look. I'm drawing a blank right now. But it's the Rico 2 640.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they got I've been actually on my screen, I've got the 1280 up. I was kind of comparing it, and it's the game, man. It's addictive.
It is. It 100%
I always tell everybody it's cheaper. It's cheaper than strippers and cocaine. But sometimes I question that, man. I'm like, Jesus, I spend more money on this than I would if I did have a cocaine problem.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. But like I tell my wife, when I give it up, I ain't never had a stripper give me my money back. So at least I can sell some of this and make some of my money back somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right.
At least enough to cover what I told her it cost.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, it's a fun game, and day guys, night guys, everybody's got their preference. Bolt guns, it just comes down to what works for you.
Yep.
And so are you looking at doing a format change up in yours, or is anybody looking at that up there?
I've only ever heard of the numbers tournaments.
Right.
Up until I started doing these podcasts, and then I've heard a lot of guys going to tournaments that are, I mean, even in our area, I don't know of any that are 2-day tournaments.
Right.
They're all 24 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
But yeah, I've been hearing that a lot lately. And we put on our first tournament last year.
Yep.
And that was the first thing I did as soon as it was done. I'm like, I know everybody's tired. And I said, one thing I want you guys to think about when you leave here, let me know what you guys want to see change next year. And I had got a lot of great feedback, and there's a handful of things that we're going to be changing for this year's tournament.
Okay.
And I'm anxious to see how this one turns out. We've got,
Well, I mean, share that with me later if you want to.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear what the perspective is out there. I mean, maybe something we're looking at. But going to the weight thing, and you don't walk away from these a lot of times. And again, I gave you these numbers. These guys that killed 2 to 4 missed 2 to 3.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. These guys at 5 to 8, they missed 2 or 3. And like this weekend, we killed 2. We killed one Friday night and once, but we struggled.
Oh yeah.
But me and Mike got back to the house yesterday, switching his gear into his truck. And we had a terrible weekend. The dogs were not calling for it. We're on good dirt. Don't get me wrong. Dylan, I mean, my man's got access to a lot of dirt up there, and it's good dirt. But we walked away because we missed. I'm telling you, it's kind of embarrassing, but I admit, well, we rolled one, thought was dead, got away. I missed 2 myself. Within one was 140 yards, popped. It was on a double. We killed the female. He circled around, come out the brush right dead in front of us, and I rushed the shot. I swear I heard a thump, but Mike said, "You missed it." I saw it run in the woods. I was like, "Bullshit, let's go look for him." Then we had a double. We walked in on the field. I missed mine. Them 2, Mike and Dylan, didn't load their guns.
Oh.
So they pulled the trigger, nothing happened. We did call that female back and killed her, moments later. I think we missed another one. Oh, I missed range. It was me and Dylan. Mike was running late the first night, so me and him went out and hit a couple of local spots up by his house. And again, I misranged it. They're on rolling hills. I called 130. He's like, "Are you sure?" Like, you can see in the thermal.
Oh yeah.
I hit the second coyote. I said, 129. He's like, "Okay." We pulled trigger, sounded great. Dogs literally walked away, go down a hill. He goes, "Bro, I was dead on." I said, "Bro, I was dead on." So I'd scan a little bit to the right, hit the rangefinder again, 370.
Oh.
So, and then of course we get the weigh-in yesterday. Here's the funny part. We get the weigh-in. Now I shot on the first set yesterday or Saturday night. We shot at that double. We get the weigh-in yesterday, popped the back of my dog Nolly I built, and we're standing there talking to people, and Mike looks at my gun and goes, "Your bolt's open." And I look, and my bolt's open, and there's no ammo in the mag. I go, "Bo, I only shot on the first set." That means I ran all night with an empty gun. Like, did not reload I'm like, that's the weekend we had. But, like my point to that is me and Mike got back. We're talking about, I said, "Bro, we didn't get beat. We beat ourselves."
Oh yeah.
And with a weight tournament and in the way it's set up, your guys are going to walk away from that going, "We didn't lose. We didn't get beat. We beat ourselves."
Oh yeah.
We made mistakes, and in my tournament, a lot of these teams tell me, "Man, we missed 3." I know because I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah,
we missed 3. We didn't load our guns, and trust me, buddy, I know because I've done it. I did it this weekend. I missed dogs. We didn't load guns. We made mistakes. But that's coyote hunting. And if you can walk away from any tournament and honestly look at yourself and go, "We messed that up, but we're going to do better next year," they're going to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what we want. You don't want guys to get discouraged and go, "Man, we can't win. There's no way we can win. Why even do it?" Right?
Yeah.
So that's my philosophy on the weight side of it. And again, it's not for everyone. Some guys, a small fraction of people don't agree with that. but they're there for the wrong reasons. That's my opinion. I don't want guys here for the money. I don't want you here for the prizes. I want you here to fellowship, teach somebody, learn something, and make the community a better community.
Yeah.
Okay. So it ain't about, we're only getting in this tournament to win all the money and prizes. That's not what I'm putting a tournament on for, you know. Now there's the world, they used to have what was it, the Eastern, hey, that was a prestigious big event. There was a lot to that. I like, they ran an elite series. I don't know if you ever hear about that one.
Yep, I heard about that.
That was, I never got into that one because it was only around like 1 year. But I like that. You want to say who the best of the best is and who's doing it the proper way. When you put that judge in the truck with that team, because there's big money in that's big money. That's like 15 grand. But you put a non-biased judge that don't know you in the truck with you. Now, again, he's not spotting, he's not shooting, he's not tracking, he ain't doing nothing, but making sure that dog is not in a pen when you shoot it. That tells me who can kill 25 dogs in a weekend.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not railing against by no. I mean, I hunt. I still hunt number of tournaments. But and a lot of that is because I've got 6 or 8 other teams that I hunt around that are doing it, and we're side. I don't care who wins. We're side betting on between each other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Their side bets already probably worth more than the winning prize. So
yeah,
but that's the community, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm looking at some these 1280s, man. I'm hearing some good things about them. A lot of great gear out there. What heads you said you're running a ball head?
So I actually just switched over to a leveling base.
I was going to see that's again terrain. I will some guys, if you're hunting mountains, not your best piece.
Yeah.
But rolling hills, flatland like here, I love it, man.
Oh yeah.
I got introduced to that. I did a YouTube video on that, and I'm telling you, it's just simple.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely a simple concept. Anybody listening? And again, I run mine's a Night Snipes, but I also have a LB. It's LB 190 off Amazon.
Okay.
Is that the one? Which one are you running?
I'm running the Chief leveling base by Warrior. Yep.
Okay. Well, is that with is that the one that has the one that comes down the middle of the tripod?
Yep. That's definitely been an adjustment.
Yeah. Again, I mean, mine is it's just a turn on the top, right below the bowl. I like it. My hand's already right there, so I can tighten it, loosen it on the fly. And I bring up my YouTube channel. I'm not a content creator, buddy, and I say that in my videos. But I like to put out a little bit of content every now and then, just of things that are working for me and why. But I do have a 4-part series on my dog Nolly. It's a Yukon I built. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos.
Oh yeah, I've heard all about it.
We just finished that up, and I'll tell you a crazy story about that. But it's kind of one of those, I already did a Coyote Caddy. It was called a Coyote. It's a Cadillac Escalade 3 years ago. Learned a lot from that build. Again, self-taught. We built it, and now, we ran, and it does great. It absolutely does wonderful. But, talking with some other guys that did some builds, and we're like, oh yeah, I like that, this and that. And we did this one. And again, I say it's, cheaper than cocaine, but it's not, because I spent a ton of money on this thing, but it's a good ride. And I did do like I said, a 4-part series of the build. And again, guys, if you're listening to this and you go to my YouTube, don't laugh at my content creation. I'm not that guy, I'm an average coyote hunter with a really good tournament, I think. But my content skills are terrible. But I'm putting the information out there. I'm not looking to get an Academy Award for my acting ability. But I have not dropped the final walk around. I got it done. I just need to get it on YouTube, and it's everything that I didn't do in the first 3 videos. I didn't record in the first 3 videos. So if anybody's interested in doing a basically SUV build, it's something to look at, man, because you're going to get some great thoughts on what and why we like it. I explained it all, what we like about it, storage, rifles, the tripod hangers, the rack. But funny thing is I got that thing back from paint the week before my tournament, right? Like, put it back together. We rushed. I didn't say we rushed the paint. We rushed the paint guy at the end, like, hey, we need this. Like, we got a tournament next week, and I got to put it all back together. I'm bumpers. It was stripped down.
Oh, yeah.
So we put it all back together, get all the lights in it, racks, everything. And I let Mike and Dylan run it for the tournament, my tournament, because, Mike helped me build it. And, he's here. He's at my house more than he's at his own house half the time. And I was like, hey, you run the dog nollie. A damn deer hit the side of it.
Oh,
Right in the
no.
side. It put 2 little dings in it, but it's, well, actually 3. But yeah, it was when they told me, yeah, it would have Dylan say it. I called Dylan, hey man, everything going good with the truck, because, first time I'm running it hard, for 12 hours a night or whatever, 10 hours a night. I wanted to see how they were doing with everything. He said, yeah. Oh yeah. How do you say it? We got hit by a deer, or a deer hit us. I go, what the hell you mean, Dylan? Hit what? He goes, oh, hit the dog nollie. Mike didn't tell you? I go, no, Mike didn't tell me. So of course I called Mike. I'm like, hey, Bo, how's it going? Oh man, it's good, man. Boys can shoot, man. We got some good dirt going. We're killing some dogs. Yeah. Anything else going on? No, man. I mean, just getting rested, about to head up there and meet the guys. Anything to do with a deer? Oh man, that was a conversation I was going to have with you in person. Like, I didn't want to have that over text with you. But he brought it over, and it wasn't bad. It's not bad, just 2 little dings. But I'm gonna tell you, made my heart sink a little bit when
yeah.
brand new paint gets hit by a deer.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check it out, man. I mean, it's called Pimp My Predator Ride, Yukon Edition. It's part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, 4 hasn't dropped, but I will here soon. But yeah, man, I would definitely look into maybe, again, check with your teams and see how they feel about the weight thing. You're going to have guys that don't agree with it for whatever reason, but I think you'll see an increase in your team registration, because there's guys out there that predator hunt that just like, I'd love to do a competition. I just can't kill. And I don't know what numbers is average for you, or what is a big team, right?
Yeah.
So if here, like I told you, 5 to 8 is 36% of my teams, and 16% is 9 and above. So if your guys are 8 to 10, on an average night, I think a 5-stringer would be really appealing to a lot more people. Even the guys that can do 2 to 4 in 2 nights, because they can go, hey, if we kill 3 tonight and 2 tomorrow, we're in the running.
Oh yeah.
Which makes them more, hey, we have a shot at it. We have a legitimate shots.
Yeah.
Something to think about. And again, run it by your guys. I did when I finally made the switch. I hit a lot of teams up. It was like, hey, and it was actually suggested after that one tournament that I was already prepared to go to a weight tournament after talking with Mike Jennings. But I reached out to probably 10 guys, 10 teams, and was like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. What is your opinion? And they're like, we love it. So, I said, well, we'll try it. And I'm telling you, it is guys really, 99% of the coyote community enjoys a weight tournament.
Yeah.
So,
definitely something to consider.
What about your black color phase up there? Do you got any? Is that a thing up there? Or
I've seen one in my life up around this
Really?
area, but I know over in your area, it sounds like you guys got quite a few of them.
Well, I tell everybody I'm not going to say it's uncommon, but I've probably 5 or 6 that we've killed. Now, like my tournament, we had 251 dogs killed in my tournament this year. Only 2 were black. We usually get about 2 or 3 black coyotes a year in the tournament. So it's not like it's big, but it's still a trophy. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
You know,
definitely.
you get
Definitely.
one. I was able, Travis from Yote
Oh yeah.
Drags.
Oh yeah.
He actually came down here and hunted with me. And first set, we killed a black one. And I'm gonna tell you, he actually texted me today about it, and I've already turned it in to get it for your listeners, what we call here in the South. And again, I don't know what you guys call it there. We call it tannin or soft tannin. Apparently in Washington they call it tubing.
Tubing. Yep, I've heard this story.
Have you heard this story from
Yep.
Travis? When he says I want to tube that coyote and it comes from the backseat of my car, Yukon, in the middle of the night, a little weird.
Yeah.
And then we had this big debate the rest of the night about tubing and soft tanning. But we're getting it soft tanned right now for him. But yeah, I mean, it was just great that he actually got to get a black coyote while he was here in North Carolina. So it was super cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we've only, or me personally, I've only ever seen one.
Really?
Reed, my cousin that helps me out with the page. He here recently. I don't want to disclose the area.
Yep.
Because he hunts a lot of area. But on one of the areas he's running a trail camera, he caught one. And he's like, I'm going out there every freaking night and I'm going to drop that thing. And I'm like, he went to school for taxidermy.
Oh, nice.
So
that's a good guy to know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I told him, I said, if I get something, I'm sending it right to you. And y'all better get a pretty good discount on it.
Now, we have, and I've only seen 2 pictures over the years of not a blonde, it's a pure white coyote. I know one was killed by some deer hunters and they threw it in the ditch. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then there was one of my landowners in Duplin was like, yeah, they getting on trail camera up here. I'm like, get me access to that. I'll hunt that spot every night. I want a pure white one. I've like I said, I've only seen 2 pictures of real ones here. Now, I don't know. Man, I'd love to have one of them on the wall.
Oh yeah. So there's actually here, it was just a couple weeks ago. I had one of my buddies reach out to me and he sent me he's like, hey, my buddy just sent me this. He shot this like 45 minutes north of me. And it is damn near pure white.
Really?
And it was like, I think he said it was his first coyote shot. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, you're ruined, man. You're ruined.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, I'm like, they're not always like that.
No. But that's like coyote hunting. Excuse me. Coyote hunting with landowners. It never fails. And it's happened so many times. You take these landowners out, and I do. I take, Jeff, if I ain't tournament hunting, I'll hunt with anybody.
Oh, yeah.
But I like taking my landowners out to show them what I'm doing, right? I want them to see my thermals. I want them to see my suppressors. I want them to see how I'm calling it, and I'm only there 20 minutes, right?
Yep.
Because one, they get to know me more personally, and they trust me. But 2, when their neighbor or their friend at church says, oh man, I've heard them coyotes out there in the backyard, they go, and this happened, I get so much dirt this way. I know a guy. Let me give you his number. Because they know what I'm doing. And and I said this so many times. If a landowner tells a friend of theirs, you're good people, you got permission.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he's going to vouch for you, you're going to get that permission. There's no hesitation. But it never fails, man. We'll take a landowner out and call up a quad on the first set. And, of course, or we take somebody new, they think that's coyote hunting.
Oh, yeah.
No, fam, it's 16 sets with nothing, but I always say that, I'm like, man, sometimes it's good luck to bring a landowner because we're about guaranteed to kill a coyote within 2 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we've had them like literally We had one night. We get the call, quad come running. I'm barreling in. How come running in? Just like John Collins says, right? We dumped two of them, and the landowner looks at us and looks at our tripods and our thing, goes, "How much for the whole rig right now?" Like he was ready to buy the entire setup, and I'm like, Jesus, we lost all this dirt,
Yeah,
you
no
know.
kidding.
But then we took him out another time, and we did like 3 or 4 sets. Nothing. He ain't talked about thermal scent, so you know. But yeah, it's that's now. Do you guys? What kind of tracks are y'all running up there? Like acreage wise, it's pretty open, or
Oh yeah, we got a lot of open ground, a lot of cornfields, a lot of bean fields.
I mean, what size? I mean, are they 500
Oh,
acre tracks, or are they?
some
I
of them,
mean,
some of
yeah.
them, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's quite a bit of open ground up here. And then
What,
in my area where I'm sat up at, I've got hills to the east of me, and then the river to the west of me. So I
no, you say
predominantly. Oh, go ahead.
farmland hills, or
No,
like
we've got like hills. Yep.
what is it? Farmland, or is
There's,
it
I mean,
wood?
there's a lot of farmland in throughout the hills, but it's the Luss Hills is what it's called, and
Okay.
it's a lot of timber, a lot of CRP grass running through them, and I said this multiple times to a lot of local people. I was like, if you guys can figure out how to run them hills, you'll be knocking down dogs every night.
Now with the wooded area, now you're doing you've done some day stuff.
Oh yeah, yep.
Now, are you going deep into the woods? Or are you calling on the edge of the fields up there?
Uh,
How's
when
that?
it
How
comes when it comes to the
the
daytime,
day hunting? Yeah.
so just really depends. Um, I honestly I've done one day stand in the last couple of years that I've gotten into the thermal
Okay.
hunting,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
when I did do a lot of the day stand stuff, I would trek back in there and really get deep into the woods.
Yeah, they now you shotgunning them, I assume. No?
Nope, I'm
Shooting
running.
them?
I'm running my rifle
Oh,
because
I can't say.
it never fails. My luck is awful. I would bring a
Yeah,
shotgun out and it would come out at 200-300 yards, and I'd bring a rifle the next time and it would come out at 50.
that going back to a story like that, a couple years ago, I was going out back to turkey. I say turkey hunt. I don't look to kill turkey. I like to call them. But my buddy's out there, and he chased one down on a four wheeler going out there turkey hunting the morning before, like try to run it over with the four wheeler. And I said, "Well, I'm going out back tomorrow morning." He's like, "Take your rifle." He said, "That's all that coyote." I was like, "Ah, yeah, yeah." I got up that morning. I said, "Nah, so I'm just gonna take a shotgun." Literally drive back to my blind. Literally sit down. Sun comes up, and literally a coyote runs across the field at 100 yards, knowing damn well that turkey load ain't gonna reach him. All I
Oh
could
yeah.
do is watch him. I'm like, ain't this some shit? If I had my damn rifle with me,
Oh yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
luck I have.
Yeah. I've got the same luck here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a fun game, and there's some great people in it, like you said. Um, you just there's no always and there's no never with a coyote. And a big takeaway is, like I said, don't just because you're not seeing coyotes, don't mean they are not there. You know, I've watched coyotes behind his house in my fields a many night. And that's where I'll try to learn about coyotes, their behavior when I'm calling. Because that's how you learn. Well, if I hit table scraps, you know, do they come running in? And again, I know that's different night to night to coyote. But I have learned just that coyote's hearing that sound, it just ain't the right sound. So,
Yep. Yep. You're
and
absolutely right.
don't get discouraged if you're out there and you're on properties that you may not call a coyote 4, 5, 6 nights in this year, and you might turn around and go out there and a damn triple call in to 100 yards.
Yeah.
So
Yep. You're absolutely right.
you're not gonna kill them, from the couch.
Yep.
So,
I completely agree with you there. Well, Timmy, where can I send the listeners to check you out?
oh Lord, my Instagram is dropzonehunting_ENC. Do, just some of the coyote reels we do from our keels. A little bit about the tournament on there. My tournament page for the O.P.C is Onslow Predator Challenge on Facebook. And again, if you got nothing else to do and don't want to judge me on being a content creator, go to my YouTube, Drop Zone Hunting. It's got a picture of the Cadillac on there. The back of the Cadillac is the one that, but again, man, I'm not a YouTuber or nothing like that. Everything's shot with my iPhone and me trying to figure out the best way to describe something, but it works. I want people to, again, I'm not doing it for views. I'm not doing it for subscription or subscribers. I'm doing it because I want to show people how I did something and how it's working, and to make somebody else better. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, Timmy, I
Go ahead.
really appreciate you getting on with me tonight.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. It's a good conversation. I know I ramble on and go on, but and I talk coyote hunting. I'm telling you, from just about every night, I'm talking to somebody about coyote hunting, man. I mean, there's nights I'll be on the phone for 3 hours with the same person.
Oh yeah,
It's just, I love it. Actually, before my tournament, I had a team call me. It was, hey man, how do you cite this AGM in? And of course, I've cited a lot of AGMs in for guys. So I'm like walking him through, do this, do that. Hang up the phone. My wife goes, are you tech support now? I'm like, hey, whatever I can do to help these guys get ready for a tournament, I'm gonna do, but guys, there's a ton of calls out there, a ton of tripods, heads. Find out what works for you, and just get out there and do it, man. That's all I can say. Try it. If it ain't working, try something different. Like I said, donkey fights might work. I don't know. I'm telling you, I played some off the wall stuff before, and but I'll leave you with this: don't sleep on gray fox fights. I'm telling you, I've called some coyotes in with that, and that's kind of got into my I got a folder on my thing that says go-to sounds. That's in there now. So don't sleep on foxes fighting. It will call coyotes in.
I got you. What?
I appreciate you having me, man. I'll talk to you later on about, some suggestions. Hey, I'm open.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah, once again, I really appreciate you getting on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening.